Hey everybody, it's Christy Wood again, and I am here to, uh, hello, there we go. I am here to do another reflection on a class for the end of the month, this one being Shading and Lighting 1. Now, during this class, we mainly worked with Maya. Every now and then we work with Nuke and Unity as well to finish doing the rendering process or just the final project in general for the 4th week. This was my first time using Maya, and I honestly had a lot of fun with it, and that was probably just working with Maya in general was my favorite thing. Everything was challenging just because it was the first time using it, or just still trying to get used to the physics and aspects of everything. But other than that, the only thing that was the challenging part was each program I used had some sort of bug of its own, so I had to kind of push through it and work with my instructor to make a lot of the things I was able to do for this class possible. With tools or tricks, I know that there were a lot of hotkeys and a lot of things I could do to personalize it. I kind of stuck to the classic and just kind of kept to the basics, because that's easier for me to understand and make sure that I'm still doing good when I'm going through a project. With the cameras, rendering, lighting, knowing the fact that I'm going to have another shading and lighting class and other classes and features I'm going to have to deal with Maya, Nuke, and Unity, just knowing that I have that knowledge is going to help me a lot. I have the kind of the base, the starting point knowledge to at least get me started on my project and then follow through whatever I have to do next in the future. So that'll definitely help me a lot. With the real world cameras examples, we watched some videos on people doing this focal length and other parts of it with lighting and everything, and I thought that was really cool. Personally, I've learned a lot about photography, although I can't always remember the fancy lingo used with it, but I always enjoyed photography and kind of messing around with different qualities that you can use with a camera. As long as you have a good one, you can really do a lot. So that was fun, even getting to learn more about real world cameras and what they're capable of doing, more than what I already knew. Node editing on Nuke, it's when I get to work, it's actually pretty cool and kind of getting to see what I can create and deal with, especially with the exposure and being able to do a vignette in it. That was really cool. It's pretty close to Photoshop with the layer editing. They're obviously going to have their own differences because Nuke is a 3D thing and Photoshop is more, I feel it's more of a art thing in terms of creating and designing, and then you get to go further into it. But with the different layers and setups you can do with both, they're similar in that, but I enjoy using both anyway. Unity is lots of fun. I enjoyed doing the projects we had there for Unity. I actually went over that in my video just before this one, where we did the model heads and the Rembrandt split broad and color gel lighting. And that was really fun to kind of work with that outside of Maya and create it in an actual gaming engine, which Unity is one of my favorite gaming engines. So I really enjoy working with Unity and learning more of what I can do and create and how to use it. And so having kind of the concepts from Maya and RenderMan with creating the lights and setting them up and placing things here and there and everything. Their setups are pretty similar with the QWER, and it makes it easier when it comes to putting everything together in general. Anyway, going past that, there we go. So Uh, this was my final, the modified render in top left. This was my final with Nuke, and like I said before, I got to do a vignette lighting, and then I kind of brought up the exposure in the middle, so it had a really nice glow and uh, light to it. It kind of brings you towards the center. I really enjoyed doing this with Nuke. It was lots of fun. This as well as, so these two were some of my more beginning of the month things, where we created a giant bowl uh, around this our vehicle environment that we had done previously. And we got to critique it and set up new lighting formats and kind of do more with rendering this and getting it all put together, and that was really fun to work with. That was probably one of the more challenging things, but it was lots of fun. This was when we were in Maya, and like I said before, with the Unity we did Rembrandt lighting and everything. This is kind of what we got to do with the Maya in terms of that. So that was really enjoyable, being able to do that and being able to know how to do it in Maya and being able to bring it back forward onto Unity, or sorry, Nuke, and continue doing what I can do, but also being able to do it on Unity with the model heads. And then this was our environment thing during the third week, where we got to use Pixar environment lighting, and basically you have a giant dome, and it has an image that usually will have a sun or something that casts the main source of light. So being able to act as though this building here is a real building that's reflecting the sunlight off of it. So this was a fun project, and being able to set everything up. But it was probably one of the longest, hardest projects, just because it took a while to get each and everything set up, and you had to get it right, just so to match kind of the example to the best of your ability. But it was lots of fun. So all in all, I had a lot of fun with this class. It was really enjoyable. I really liked my teacher, and being able to have access to him and have him help me, um, especially when we came across a lot of the bugs in the programs, and it was nice being able to get that help that I needed. But yeah, no, everything was fun with this class, and I look forward to future classes. So thank you, and I will see you guys all in the next class.